Greetings everyone and welcome. I'm your host Captain Ryan, and today's video I'm seal clubbing down at tier 4 and the premium US battleship that's a beta reward ship, the Arkansas, here in World of Warships. As the battle gets underway, it's Ring, it's a tier 5 maximum battle, and it is domination mode. And you might be wondering to yourself, why the hell am I saying I'm seal clubbing in a tier 4, albeit premium US battleship that looks like a stock Wyoming, and in fact is a stock Wyoming? Well, this video is going to show, but I'm also going to talk about it. Now, enemy Kirov pops up here. He's not really in the best position. He's behind an island, but using that little reticule there, I fire off shots, and I manage to connect a Citadel, making that Kirov possibly regret his decisions. Now, as I mentioned, this is basically a stock Wyoming. If you look at it, it's a stock Wyoming hull. It has the same stock top speed, a little over 18 nautical miles per hour, the same ranges and everything. But what makes this ship so special, and why it is a very, very good premium if you know how to play it, is that it has the same number of upgrade modules as a Tier 9. Yes, that's right. This is a Tier 8 US battleship that can fit the concealment module, among other upgrades. Now, of course, that does come with the downsides that it doesn't have any base ship upgrades, including an engine increase, a hull upgrade, or range upgrades. Those you have to add in the modules and through captain skills, flags, or otherwise. Enemy Kirov gets taken out there. My team has managed to effectively secure the D cap point. The enemy team's capping A, but they're not going to be able to hold it. Punish that Emerald with a Citadel there, but you know what? Watch this video all the way to completion. That Emerald is seriously going to give me problems this entire game. Going back, though, to this ship, one of the biggest detriments that this ship has is that it has no anti-aircraft. That's right, 0 anti-aircraft. Other tier 4 premium battleships that you might get, like the Itsuzushi, even the Nikolai, they have a couple of anti-aircraft guns. This has 0 anti-aircraft, none at all. But it is a Wyoming class battleship, which means it's a little bit shorter, and it actually doesn't have a bad torpedo protection belt and rudder shift time. So you can do pretty well at torpedo beating down at tier 4 and tier 5. The other reason that I say this ship is something that I've been seal clubbing in is particularly because if you go look at my stats, I've had something along the lines of a little over 10 battles in this ship over the last 30 days. Have a 91% win rate in it, and something like a 27-to-1 kill-death ratio. Just to give a little indicator of how this battle is going to go for me. Now, my team has secured the D cap point. The enemy team has effectively been driven out and constantly reset at the A cap point. We do have a ship's lead here. We've taken out a cruiser. We've taken out one of their destroyers. That's always a plus. As I always say, the team that gets the destroyer advantage early on always goes on to victory. So my team is currently up on points. And looking at the map situation here at the D cap point, we've got a good number of ships here, at least one destroyer, and we're in position to push up to the enemy's primary base here, the B cap point. The enemy has killed one of our destroyers. We do have a couple of pink ships, but I'm not too concerned about those guys. They're in battleships. They're going to be a little more difficult to cause team damage if they're paying attention. Continuing putting shots out at this Emerald, and this Emerald is constantly evading major continuous damage here. Did Citadel him once, took off a lot of his health. The Emerald, as a tier 5 British cruiser, doesn't have a heal. Does have a smokescreen, doesn't have a heal. So he can't recover that health, and I am yet to be able to finish him off. Switching my fire as he disappears over to the Königsberg here, hoping to finish him off. Smokescreen popping up there, that's going to be the enemy destroyer. Can I get some hits on him? No, it looks like I didn't give enough lead in that shot. Now, something that the Wyoming is particularly known for in World of Warships is being the shotgun of the seas. It's got 12-inch guns. And they're particularly good at killing cruisers. Not so much at dealing with the ships on the German line, but the Japanese line, it's actually pretty good at causing citadels on, at least at the lower tiers, considering that they have lower armor stats. But again, as mentioned before, this ship can get upgrade modules up to equivalent to tier 9. So I've got the accuracy increase and the range increase. So I've got more range and the accuracy. So my shots are much tighter. Königsberg has made a U-turn here. He's facing the opposite direction. He's come back. He's lobbing shots at me. He's trying to set me on fire. And that's going to cause him problem as I manage to get my guns on him and finish him off. Now, the enemy team is currently in the lead. They've taken out 2 of our destroyers. We've actually got another pink ship, the Furutaka, who takes out one of our friendly ships. So the enemy team way up in points. They're almost 100 points greater than us. They've secured the A cap point. That's a major problem. And as my team, especially with 3 pinks, pushes up into the B cap point, we've got the problem that the enemy team is coming back to cause us issues. There's that pesky emerald again. I'm going to try and get lobbed shots off at him. And again, only an overpenetration, no citadels, and that was a perfect citadel opportunity as he was bow on, and these 12-inch guns won't overpenetrate in that case. They'll just go right through. Now, I haven't lost a lot of health, so I am doing my best to push forward and try to help these friendly ships not take as much damage. But the enemy just doesn't seem to be interested in firing at me, partly because I'm probably a tier 4 battleship and I look like I'm stock, and partly because they don't fully understand the threat that these 12-inch guns can pose to them. More shots out at the Emerald as he smokes up, and again, more shots that overpenetrate. So this Emerald is just living on borrowed time, it has to be. Enemy Podvatsky pops up there very, very low health, and I have to make a judgment call here of who do I kill. Well, Podvatsky is a destroyer. He's got torpedoes. He could be a problem. He can do spotting if he stops firing, so I'm going to shoot off at him all 12 shots, finish him off for my second kill in the game. And now I'm going to have to shoot at other things. That Emerald again pops up. I take shots at him again. More over penetrations. RNGesus against this Emerald at the very least is really starting to piss me off. My team has managed to pull an advantage yet again. We've taken out the enemy aircraft carrier, so there are no more planes that I have to worry about, which is excellent for me, but I do have battleships to worry about. The Spiogi could be a problem. He's got 14-inch guns, but he only has 6 of them, where I have 12. And he was giving me a broadside. Not lucky enough to get a citadel on that guy, but that's okay. I did cause him a significant amount of damage, and the enemy team is now being effectively driven back. More shots out at this Emerald. I've only got 1 turret available. I'm trying to get more shots off. I think he's going to get behind that island before my shots can clear. Yes, unfortunately. And again, no citadels on that Emerald. That Emerald really, really causing me problems. I am also currently the only ship in the enemy cap here, the B cap point capturing, and so thus being spotted, I am taking all of the fire here. Now, this ship, you'll notice I've got a pretty low detection rate. That's partly because I've got Concealment Expert on the captain that I'm playing the ship with, and partly because I have the Concealment module. That Miyogi is on fire. He's trying to slip away behind that island. He's turned a little bit broadside, trying to get shots, finish him off. There's my 3rd kill of the game. Enemy Wyoming is going to hit me. He's going to cause me problems. There's an enemy Mikaze, very dangerous tier 5 destroyer. Definitely don't need to be dealing with him in this battle, but I have other problems to worry about. Mainly, I've got ships that are shooting at me, including that Wyoming. He is causing me problems. And I've got an enemy Hiei here. Now, it shows at Congo. It is a Hiei. You can tell by the camo there. The good news for me, that Hiei is more focused on shooting our pink Furutaka and dodging that Furutaka's torpedoes than he is shooting at the low health battleship that is currently in the process of capping the B cap point. The enemy team is currently in the process of capping the C cap point. That's going to be one of their battleships, possibly their destroyer as well, although, as we can see there on the minimap, the destroyer is actually only at the A cap point. Enemy Hiei tries to turn away. He's starting to angle against me, and he's also considering the torpedoes. Now, this battleship here is going to make a fatal error in judgment. He's going to turn around, and if there's one thing that you can say about the Congo class, both base and the ARP ships, is that the turret traverse on these ships is absolutely atrocious. It's almost as bad as it is here on the Arkansas and the Wyoming, if not worse. So I get myself turned around, my rear turrets stay in the game, so that's 4 turrets that I can shoot at. My forward turrets, they're traversing slowly. I always say when you're playing a US battleship, always try and maintain that broadside. Don't turn your ship and thus be forced to turn your turrets. Keep them all in place and just try and angle back and forth. The good news here, though, my shots are all lined up. They are all ready to go. So full broadside out here. Can I get the kill on this Hiei? Does finish off our Furutaka, but I finish him off as well. And there's my 4th kill and 82,000 damage. Now, enemy New York coming around the corner. That's tier 5 battleship. Again, 14-inch guns. He can cause me some hardcore problems. And that Wyoming still shooting at me. Good news for me, though. Our friendly Podvatsky has come around the corner and done something that a Podvatsky rarely ever gets. He got a torpedo kill. Thanks to an island, good old-fashioned American torpedo tactics, and effectively blapped that New York at point-blank range. Also, good news for me, I am now undetected. That Wyoming is too far away. The enemy team now down to just 3 ships. They have that Wyoming, they have that Minakaze, and they have that gosh darn pesky Emerald, who has somehow, by some miracle, in spite of being heavily damaged by me repeatedly, survived. Now I'm being detected. That tells me that it's probably the Minakaze. I have high explosive loaded for dealing with that Minakaze if he decides he's going to bum rush me through this channel here, but also, given the effectiveness of my armor piercing against this Emerald repeatedly, I'm going to switch and fire the high explosive because I know that's going to be guaranteed damage, no over penetrations, and I might knock some modules out. I might also set them on fire. Now, we do know that that Emerald did manage to secure the D cap point, and again, briefly was detected, so we know the Minakaze is probably somewhere lurking around here. In fact, if you look at the last known position, we know that Minakaze was lurking around here, right back behind that island. Now, this Emerald is continuing to play very, very well. He's keeping this island between himself and me, and while he is being spotted, I can't actually shoot him as much as I would love to. I know full broadside Emerald at these kinds of ranges with high explosive from these 12-inch guns, I'd actually Citadel him and finish him off. Also, the bad news for my team, we only have 1 cap and the enemy has 3. There's 5 minutes left in the game. The good news here, provided we don't lose any ships at all at this point, we're in the 900 points range. The enemy team only 620 points. So even with 1 cap, we should be able to hit that 1,000 points before them, although it will be close. It would certainly help if we could secure a cap point. Now, doing something that a stock American battleship speed rarely ever does, I am once again capping. I've already taken the B cap point from the enemy as a solo cap, and it looks like right now, right here, I'm going to take the D cap point from the enemy as a solo cap as well. And if we can cap this location and prevent the enemy team from getting to B, we absolutely will secure victory at that 1,000 points. And again, remember, the way World of Warships works, if you hit 1,000 points, before you die, and then die immediately after you've hit that 1,000 points, well, you've already hit the victory marker, so your team wins anyway. I say this as a little bit of foreshadowing. Remember that. The enemy team is trying, and my team is in not the best position right now, as we have our Podvotsky, who's pushed towards the egg cap. We have our friendly cruiser here, our Omaha, very low health, and look at this Wyoming. He's got all the health in the world. He's at least double my HP. He's probably still got a heal left. Enemy Minakaze has popped up here. Our Podvotsky could cause him some serious problems with his guns, but our Podvotsky has more concerning things to worry about. Mainly, enemy Emerald has popped up. Now, that Emerald was briefly detected there going behind that island. I was trying to use my aiming reticule, trying to get shots off on him. Unfortunately, I gave him way too much lead, so most of my shots there completely miss. And the way the Wyoming is, even with the Arkansas's advantage of having that range accuracy module, well, those shots later on, just not enough. You really do need basically a full broadside on the ship to guarantee you're going to hit anything. So the enemy team has narrowed the field once more. It's 3 ships versus 3 ships. Specifically, it's a Minakaze, an Emerald, and a Wyoming. Now, that Emerald, very low health. He should be easy to take out. The Minakaze, about half health, but it's a Minakaze, and my team only has battleships left. That guy never has to be spotted ever again, so he could cause some serious issues. And we know that Wyoming has way more health than I do. Now, looking at the situation, we can pretty much guess that Minakaze is capping the B cap point. We know the Wyoming is down by me, and here, the Emerald right in front of me. There's what I was talking about with the high explosive. Look at that, a Citadel and a fire on that Emerald. So fire off again. Those shots shatter, unfortunately. I don't know how that happened. No damage there. Wyoming dead center in front of me, using my last heal here. The good news is, this Emerald can't torpedo me. I've got an island in the way, and even though I'm stopping to make sure that I'm getting shots on this guy, I know for a fact that I can just speed up and avoid torpedoes. More shots out. Almost finish this guy off. No fires. Knock his engine out. There's the last shot. Come on, RNGesus. Can you do it? Finally, Kraken unleashed. There's 5 of the enemy ships dead. And that Wyoming has caused me some serious problems. Look at that. Right into my bow. Basically kills me. I have no heals left, but he's taken a lot of damage from the friendly battleships that are back over here. Now, we don't have many more points to go. We still have a cap, so we're still gaining. As long as I don't die, right now, we're okay. Guns reloading. I know my reload is going to be about the same as this Wyoming, so can I get my armor piercing loaded in time? Full broadside, let's do this. Shots out. He's firing shots as well. Yes! Finish him off just half a second before he takes me out. And there's our 1,000 points for victory. So guaranteed victory. Did die in the process, but hey, I got 6 enemy kills and a Kraken unleashed. 100,000, well, just shy of 100,000 damage done, and 2 solo base captures. In an Arkansas Tier 4 US battleship, albeit a premium one, 1,700 base XP earned. Overall, pretty happy with this game. Anyway, that's it for today's video, folks. If you liked the video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and let me know what you think. If you'd like to get semi-regular channel news and updates, you can follow me on Facebook. If you'd like to help support me and the channel, you can do so by becoming my supporter on Patreon. If you've got a replay like this one that you'd like to have me take a look at or see featured on my channel, you can send it to my email, although I will warn you that right now, not doing too many of those, but it's always worth a try. And if you'd like to watch me play various games live, you can follow me on Twitch. You can find the links for all of those in the video description down below. And as always, I'll see you next time. This is Captain Rye, signing off.